system, and we will touch on many of them. And there's no science behind these things. Oh, but there are explanations that may someday turn into science. Such is the way of it. And there are those who say, I don't believe in anything unless I can see it. And so let me address that first. You got to see it. Yes, I do. Kryon, don't talk about odd things in the ethers. Don't talk about intuitive movement, which you call kinesiology. Don't talk about numerology. Don't talk about astrology. Don't talk about past lives to me. Don't talk about Lemurians in the mountain to me. I can't see them. They don't exist. Okay. While you're thinking about that, Mr. 3D, let's talk about air. Sorry it doesn't exist, aren't you? Let's talk about gravity. Fallen down lately? Oh, I'm sorry it doesn't exist. What about magnetism? What about love? Oh, there's a palatable one, isn't there? The love between a mother, a daughter, a son. Two human beings look in each other's eyes at the altar, promising love. It's invisible, isn't it? And you can cut it with a knife. It's part of your human experience. I'm giving you your human experience. I'm trying to cross the bridge with you. Invisible things exist all around you, and you take them for granted, but they're part of your reality in 3D. Somehow you've justified it, haven't you? Air is too small to see. Love is an emotion, it's felt, not seen, that's okay. Gravity and magnetism, well, we just won't talk about those now, will we? It's all around you. It always has been. One of the most difficult things to speak about, and we are going to do it, is one that does not answer many questions, but it shows the singularity and the linearity of one of the most basic things you deal with. What is truth? Oh, good. Kryon's going to tell us what truth is. I'll define it. And you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. Truth is the attribute of when the human heart marries the love of God. And the result is passion for your spiritual path. And those of you who had this experience know your truth, don't you? And you will say, this is my truth. And how do you feel when it isn't someone else's? But they may have theirs as well, and it may be just as passionate for their marriage to the love of God. And what they see in their potentials and what they do, and the actions which they have, the integrity which they hold for spirit, the directions that they move because of the truth that they have. Kryon, are you about to tell us that there are many truths? Oh, more than that. Oh, yes. Many truths. There's got to be one. There has to be one. Oh, on your string of 3D, you may say there must be one. And there are many who would say theirs is the truth and you are wrong. And you may say yours is the truth and they are wrong. Consider this for a moment. What if there were multiple realities of truth that all led to the same place? Would you be okay with that? For that is the way it works. Oh, please, there must be one truth. I already gave it to you. You want the truth? You want the one singularity of truth? I will give it to you. You're all connected. And past that, my dear human friend, I am telling you, these connections are like the spokes of the hub of a wheel. There are trillions of them, and they all lead to the center, and they're all called truth. And whatever gets you there. And some would say, I don't like that. And I say to you, oh, how 3D of you. Let's talk about food. The sustenance of life is food. The sustenance of your spiritual growth is your truth. It is your passion. What are you going to do based upon the truth that you have that is the marriage of you and your higher self? What are you going to do? That's your truth. If I told you there was only one kind of food, what would you say? You wouldn't like that either. No, you're all going to have to stop eating what you're eating and change, because there's only one food. And you'd say, that doesn't work. That's ridiculous. That's silly. And I'm saying to you, it is the same kind of attribute when it comes to spiritual truth. Now here's what you got to look at. I have just told you that there is a truth for every human being in the room. It is isolated and separate and unique. And yet go figure this out. That when you get together, somehow those truths meld toward one purpose, don't they? There's a commonality in this, what we call quantum effect of connection. There's a commonality, and you can call it the love of spirit if you wish. A commonality where the truth of the day is manifest in front of you, and you're okay with that. And together you see one thing, because in the connection between the truths, there is a similarity, and that similarity is the love of God. That higher self you have, that you claim to have, that esoteric thing, seems to straighten it all out. There is your singularity. There is your beginning. There is your end. That's what truth is. Does it bother you now? As you sit here in this esoteric place, and I tell you that there are a legion of consciousnesses around you, some of those which you call those you've loved and lost on this planet. Some will say they're guides, and some will say they're angels, and none of you are really right. They're outside the purview of your conscious understanding in 3D. And they are here. Now, you can't see them, but you can feel them, like you feel the love of the parents that are either alive or not alive. They are still here. We speak of precious things. There are those in this room who have had experiences, or those you've loved and lost. There's nothing like losing a child, is there? You don't think I know who's here? 3 of you have gone through this experience. I know your names, dear ones. You're sitting there. I know who you are. I know how far you've come. I know what's on your mind. And I just want to hug you tonight and say, isn't it wonderful that the children that you lost are sitting on your lap? That's esoteric. And you can feel it, can't you? Because so many of you know that's your reality. That's your truth. In a quantum state you are with all life, no matter what you think happened to it. The spark that was the consciousness of a human being remains the spark of the soul. It always was, it always will be, it always is. And for a while it manifests itself as a human being for the test of the planet, or whatever you wish to call this here. And when it leaves here, it's still there. In a quantum state, it invites you to join it. In a quantum state, communication is like that. Maybe it's time you got out of the sorrow. I know who's here.